Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing Left goes up against LFT. And yes, you've seen correctly. This is Garden of Terror. Tomb of the Spider Garden. Cursed Terror of Garden thingy. So yeah, Garden of Terror is a little bit of a weird one these days because it's pretty much a mix of Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. The important part right now is we are looking at a best of 5. And some of the teams are playing with subs. Actually, it's one team that plays with sub players today. And that is Nothing Left, who currently hold the number 1 spot in the standings. So it's quite important for them to make sure that they are not only taking LFT down, but also that they lose as few maps as they possibly can. Mopsio is subbing in for Zadoon at the front line, and we actually have the Will queue today. And interesting enough, he's subbing in for DAB. So it's a bit of a weird one, since that's going to be really difficult for them to pull off. But yeah, so today, Nothing Left with 2 subs there. Mopsy obviously has already subbed in for them in the past and has always offered, hey, if need be, I'm here, I'll play. Now that Garden is being played, it's going to be an interesting setup either way. We already have the draft reflect that with Aberthorpe banned out. I mean, it's a big map there. So in case you're not really quite familiar with Garden of Terror, if you haven't really played or watched the map recently, it's pretty much just a mix between Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So what happens now is you have seeds spawn on the map in exact the same fashion that you have tributes spawn on Cursed Hollow. Once that a team has 3 of them, the objective spawns on the map, and the objective is pretty much like the Web Weavers on Tomb of the Spider Queen. You have Garden Terrors burrow onto every single lane and push the lanes out. So it's pretty much a combo between those 2 maps. That's why we're funning around with the names of that a little bit. Now Maiev gets banned out, and so does Anubarak. So with LFT, they go into Hanzo first for Tobos. And yeah, Nothing Left. I would expect some adjustments. Mopsy obviously is not going to have too much trouble, but I feel they're going to very likely shift their draft a little bit around Will Q. Make sure that he gets a hero. Okay, okay, I'll take everything back. We have an Illidan in the first rotation with Tyrael. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, this is going to be wild. Yeah. Will Q gets Tyrael, and we have Mopsy on Illidan. I'm not even sure if they're going to swap this around, to be honest. I don't even think so. This is going to be just full face. They're going to go full smoke with this one. On the other side, we get the immediate Arthurs to try and control Illidan as much as they can, and also, of course, reduces auto attack speed, which is going to be super important here. We have a Garrosh picked as well for the quick taunt. But holy macaroni, this is getting wild right from the beginning. I mean, I immediately asked myself, are we going to get a Greymane here as well? Are we going to see Kharazim for Linked? Like, how deep do they go with this? How hard are they going to go with that? Ana gets banned out, okay. So still a little bit afraid of Ana empowering all of this. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Kharazim and them just trying to go full dive here. Swift Retribution on level 7 helps Kharazim as well. I mean, obviously with Linked, he's the OG Rhaegar player. They go for Brightwing instead. Also make sure that the opponent doesn't take Brightwing for the polymorph against Illidan. So that's a lot of global already on the map, and this is the map where we've seen that a few times. Play Kidney on Jaina. It's a wild game right from the start. Okay, yeah. Nothing Left with Trashwing. Who actually gets value out of this one, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is actually a map where Trashwing gets a bit of value. Yeah, Li Ming gets picked, and Rhaegar taken now. Even more AoE for them. What's the last pick? Nothing Left. What are we going to get here for them? They want to be aggressive. They have a great setup here. What are we seeing from Poryboss on the last spot? Could still swap, of course, a couple of the heroes around. Don't get me wrong, the swap round hasn't started yet. But Garden of Terror, and the final pick for Nothing Left is Imperius. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, triple frontline here. Nothing Left against LFT as we're heading into Garden of Terror, our first map in the best of 5. Game number 1 in the series, and we are on Cursed Tomb of the Spider Hollow. Nothing Left on the left, and La French team, LFT on the right. Poryboss on Illidan for the blue team, Mopsy on Imperius. We have the Will Q on Tyrael, so a little bit of switcherinos. with Kidney on Jaina and Linked on Brightwing. On the right side of the map, Banana H is playing Rhaegar with Masquerade on Garrosh, Dequaza on Arthas, Nestip on Li Ming, and Tobos on Hanzo. I'm honestly intrigued to see how this series is going to pan out, because LFT is a little bit low on the standings than I expected them to be at the beginning. Unending Hatred on level 1 here for Illidan. Okay, we're going full into the memes here. Feel the unending hatred of 10,000 Hero League games. But yeah, LFT is actually quite a strong team. They did extremely well in a lot of the qualifiers, and I expected them to do a lot better in the season here so far. I mean, they have gotten a couple of hits, don't get me wrong, but they're currently in 6th position, if I'm not mistaken. And Nothing Left is on number 1. But then again, they're currently playing without 2 of their core players. Mopsio as a sub, on the other hand, is obviously an absolute worthy replacement for Zadoon. And that could still work out for them, but Vilq as well, so playing with 2 subs, that might be a bit too much. If LFT can take advantage of that, that would be fantastic for them for the standings here. And I would expect them to be as aggressive as they possibly can with this. So we're going to have a look at it, especially with the combo that gets played here. Banana H nearly dying, by the way, on his Rhaegar, but Mopsio is also getting attacked and actually falls. Hanzo comes in with the final hit, and Imperius is taken down. Mopsio... yeah, first blood. So, good start for the French team. French against the Polish here. Pierogis against baguettes. But it is a big map. And you have a global with Brightwing. And as trash as that hero might be, global is great for the map. And you also have, of course, the polymorph. I mean, most of the time when we've seen Brightwing lately, we've actually seen her in a double support setup because the teams just acknowledge that she can't heal anybody. But the Blink heal these days is a little bit stronger and actually starts helping. And on top of that, you have, of course, a great control through the polymorph. And let's not forget about the global aspect of the hero, which is really, really huge on a map that is this big. There's a lot of reasons to give Brightwing a lot of shit, but there's also a couple of reasons why the hero can definitely add value to a team composition, and we have to highlight that as well. Which I think I just did, so now I can stop it and start to, yeah, bitch about the hero, okay? And down at the middle, slight lead already in experience, but nothing too crazy yet. A bit of a focus here with the Lightning Shield, Stormcaller taken. Alright, on level 4, we of course expect the 16, I mean, duh. But we're also having the Forced Armor for Li Ming, and the first tribute, sorry, the first seed, spawns on the bottom left. That's attacked here right away. Top lane is pushing with the camp that was taken by Illidan earlier. And Jaina actually goes down. Alright. Little Jaina taken down by a Rhaegar outside of the actual fight. Gets isolated and gets dropped pretty quickly. And they're not trying to stop there. They're trying to go for more. Illidan is saying, alright, boys, I got it. You need me there. So I'm gonna help you out. And he's going to jump in a moment. But is it going to be quick enough? Yeah. Alright, Banana H already gives that up, but they're still playing around it. Jaina is back to business, so we can see that as a hit. Here comes already the attack. Illidan is in. Goes straight for Turbos. 5 stacks for him so far. And there is a nice fight in the choke point. Oh, ho, ho, booty boss. Nice escape there, but unfortunately Masquerade was waiting for him with Garrosh, so Illidan falls after all. He nearly got the kill against 2 though. That can already tell you a bit of how this game is going to go in the late game if they are on eye level with same talents, because Illidan is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger in these setups. Talking about getting stronger, the flank of Jaina and the double kill against Rhaegar and Li Ming. Tyrael dies too and gets at least a little bit of value through the explosion. Can't reach the wave, so he can't burn that down, but he's still able to nip at the heels of Arthas a little bit. The seed is in the hands of the opponent. Well, that was actually a fight without the level 7 talent. Just saying. So without the level 7 talent, it's still pretty good here. And they are behind in experience. They are still slightly behind, but we are still seeing some very solid plays from Nothing Left here, and I can only imagine how the late game is going to look. Because honestly, oh, Mopsio is low. They get the camp though. Brightwing comes in. Can they get the kill? Oh. Mopsio eats the combo, and Imperius is dead again. He disappeared within a second. Illidan again. jumping to move in here, but Masquerade, he just gets completely zoned out, and he accepts his fate at this point. Garrosh is dead. Now let us talk about Illidan a little bit. Illidan's strength is when the game is opened up. He likes to chase. He likes to be in a fight where his team gets the first kill and then he can just chase the opponent into oblivion. For that, it's usually very important that you open up the map a little bit. And with opening up the map, we're mainly talking about eliminating forts from the map. That makes it a lot harder for the opponent to retreat. It increases their distance to safety. And Illidan is thriving in these setups. And it's a hero that also scales really well into the late game, so it's something that they're going to try and do as much as they can, but we definitely have to keep our eye a bit on that Illidan effect in the later stages. The question simply is, how is the early game going to go? Okay, Tyrael jumps out, but is taken down anyways. Will Q dying there again. Tries to get some explosion value, but was a bit too aggressive here. Illidan at this point already sitting at 11 stacks, so more than halfway done with the quest completion. Polymorph comes in against Arthas, and the Quasar on his Arthas is going to be one of the main tools against Illidan. Now when it comes to synergy and Illidan value, keep in mind that this level 7 talent, the Swift Retribution, is one of the best talents you can get if you're playing with auto attackers like this. So that will help Illidan a lot. Well, the 10 abilities are there too, though that adds obviously the taunt for Garrosh as another tool against Illidan. You try and control him with CC as much as you possibly can. And with that said, we have level 10 on both sides, and the question is obviously Khaldor Metamorphosis. I would expect Metamorphosis right now. They have Brightwing already. Good kill against Liming, was nicely done. Brightwing with the blink heal. And the Fruit Fly has shown some serious value so far. There comes the Sanctification to keep Jaina alive. They're trying to make the play for Masquerade. Nice Ring of Frost, but also well dodged by Masquerade. Well, that was a great setup, and Masquerade dodges all of that, and screw Metamorphosis. Why go Metamorphosis if you can't go the hunt for the boss? Starts to hunt Hanzo down. Cannot get the kill there though. Wrath taken. Arrow, and a big connect. Nice. Liming isn't there yet, but they still might get the kill. Polyboss is low and has to jump out again. The friend or foe definitely helping him with it. And this looks more and more like seed number 2 is going to end up in the hands of LFT. Yeah, they get it. 2 seats for them. Next one would summon the Garden Terrors. Polyboss. Woo. Yeah, that might be the... No, he actually gets out. That could have been the end of him. Nice dodge there. Mopsio with the ult, but doesn't connect it. Gets the kill against Liming though. Mopsio goes full face here. Mopsio is just going all out. And he's not the only one. Illidan with the Suicide Wish as he... Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, you jump into Masquerade as he has the ult still ready while you are on, 50% HP or something. Quick taunt, quick throw, quick stun, and that's the end of Illidan. Yeah, LFT gets the kill, and that's now 8 kills against 5, so we are having a spicy one on our first map here. Camps are now taken, and the next objective has been announced too. So top side, that's not really a threat of level 13 anytime soon, but still. Banana H sitting right there. They get the camp. Will Q is actually jumping for it, and he's a little bit delayed, and he's trying to 1v4. He came, he saw, and he died. Veni Vidi GG. Bottom of the map, Brightwing is doing what Brightwing is supposed to do, trying to get the global soak. The problem is that with Tyrael being down, they are very unlikely to be able to take this one. So we could actually see those coming in right now. And with those, I mean the Web Weavers. The Garden Terrors. I'm mixing my maps up here, but can you really blame me? I mean, it's literally the same thing. Yeah. Looks a little bit like a mole if you ask me. Either way, Garden Terrors at the bot lane right now, up to the top. We have still the chase on. They know one direction. Like again, it's not like the band, but they are trying to make those plays. It's just like the entire time. It's just like go full face, go face, go face, go face. That's what they're trying to do here. Again, Mopsio goes down. I think they have a little bit of a battle going on. Who's going to hit the double digits first? Currently, Mopsio is ahead with 4 deaths. But now they're starting to lose more ground on the map. They have no level 13 talent. Their opponent already has that. Bottom of the map, Arthas is trying to take the first fort down here. It's getting the value in. Middle of the lane. Yeah, this looks like all of the forts are actually going to fall. Every single lane is losing the fort here. The kidney is low. Not that it matters at this point, unless they can flank him here. Illidan is about to complete his level 1 quest, so that's going to be strong. Yeah, they are just jumping into these fights. And Link gets out. The Ring of Frost kind of failed a little bit. Didn't connect anything here. They are honestly struggling a bit. It honestly feels like they are half memeing, half trying to play aggressive, but it's just feeding individual heroes into the arms of your opponent, so they're always missing one or two. And LFT is of course tryharding that right now. Yeah, there's the kill against Mopsio again, that makes 5. In comes the Sanctification. Potibos is still low. Arthur's obviously controlling Illidan's movements as well as he can, and the Will Q is about to die again. Tyrael dead. Imperial's dead, and we're having Blickitne saved by Right Wing. The arrow connects, and it connects hard. They're trying to make the play for a Tobos. They can't really get him. Every single time these fights are over, holy shit, Blickitne, calm down, bro. He's trying to get the kills in there. He actually saves them for the time being. I mean, as the late game unfolds in front of us and we get those additional talents, I honestly wouldn't put it past Nothing Left to just come back into the game and murder them. But right now, they are overdoing it a bit with the aggression that they're showcasing here. Just to give you a bit of an idea of the damage output again. 31,000, 20k on the side of Jaina. Camps are now taking 2. Illidan is sitting at 11,000. And maybe Metamorphosis would have been the better talent to take here. I mean, either way, they're taking camps on the map right now. That brings them obviously also slightly back in experience, trying to get the Siege Giant camp over here. There is no real threat at this point to the objective, so they can even let a seed or two go if they're afraid of that level 16 talent that has just now been grabbed by LFT. That helps. Can wait a bit longer, and they're playing this a bit more passive now. But they also have to. 16, by the way, first of all, Earth Shield. 16 still the Earthgrass Totem. It's all about the Illidan control. Goes in again, the taunt is there, and Illidan gets out. Oh, the ring! Now we're talking, baby. Woo! What a ring there, and now Illidan can chase. Illidan can start chasing. Illidan is actually not there, and that means then instead Tyrael dies. But they should still be able to get the kill against Li Ning at least, so it's a 2-for-1 trade after all. But yeah, I expected Illidan to be right down here and try to get the 2 kills against them. Obviously, Arthur's is always a problem. 16 isn't there yet for them, but they have 4 versus 3. There's camps all over the place, on the other hand. Eventually, you have to deal with this one and with this one too, because there's catapults enhancing those, obviously. Level 16 is really close. Top lane is getting decent value, by the way, so this is actually like really strong. And LFT is thinking about rotating over, and they're doing that. But we have 2 of those seeds now already taken. The battle between Tyrael and Imperius is, by the way, dead even right now. Both of them with 5 deaths. So both of them still 5 away from hitting the double digits here. But you can't accuse them of not trying. I mean, they're really putting the work in. At the same time now, though, 16 talents are ready for both teams, and now we're talking. Now we have the marked for death here over the blades of Azeroth taken. We're seeing also the burning halo after we had the Law and Order here. And now with Illidan actually starting to those later stages, I mean, Potibos is really starting to be a lot more aggressive in these fights. He always has to be careful with that taunt that comes out of Garrosh, but I gotta give some credit to Linked on Brightwing. Every single time that happens, Linked is there. Talking about being there. Feet first, straight to the face. Hanzo gets deleted. The hunt, baby! And they are in. So yeah, with that we now have 13 kills against 8, but if you can tell a bit of a trend here, we're actually seeing slowly and steadily them making their way back into this, and if they get the seed now, as Hanzo is still dead, you know what that means? That means objective for Nothing Left. So this is why we're seeing LFT, despite the fact that they are 4 versus 5, trying to fight this. Mopsio with a double, the Ring of Frost and the kill against Li Ning. They're trying to get more, and in the meantime, Blickitne is saying, this is stupid, I'm going to get the objective now. We're going to take this right now because we need to. Top lane gets pressure too, we'd have to deal with this at some point. And yeah, let's see what they can get out of this. This might actually be a situation where they can't even get too much, because they have still to defend the top. Obviously, Illidan is reducing the cooldown on his ult so he can hunt in again. Give some value to the Web Weavers. Mid lane is being defended. In the meantime, we have Arthur's down here at the bottom. They should at least be able to get 2. There comes the delivery system. And Tobos, 10 HP! Oh, and they still want him, and they can't get him. The shield from Banana Age, and at this point we actually see Tyrael die on the attempt to take him down. The great escape of 2019. Hanzo gets out of harm's way. I can't believe it. The Garden Terror is still on the map, a few of them. Down goes Jaina, they're getting kill after kill. LFT is going full on into the kill streak. And obviously after Tyrael just died, Imperius doesn't want to be outdone. He also falls, and that's now 6 deaths on both of them. But we have at least one fort taken down, so you can't argue there's no value from the Garden Terrors. The Garden Web Weavers, the Garden Weavers. With this, cams are about to be taken here again, or at least the attempt to, but nah, he has to move out. That's why Link actually moved over here so he can jump on. There's a level 20 talent now. Storm talents are in here too. And oh boy. There's 1.5 levels ahead, 9 against 16. LFT is looking at this and is saying, like, guys, if we can lose this game, like, make sure that you win map 1 here at least. I mean, this is getting insane. Okay, so now we have the top at least taken, but obviously we're talking keeps at this point of the game. And they're trying to go for the bot lane here. Again, you have to be careful. If there's an insta delete against Hanzo or Li Ming, but nah, the keep falls. They don't have level 20, they don't want to go in too hard here. And as I say it, Illidan says, like, hold my beer. They actually hold the keep for a moment. Thankfully, Neste bonus Li Ming starts to make his way back in and takes it down, but that would have been it. Okay, there we go. Up to the top lane. The Siege Giants are still pushing this out. Oh, we don't see the map too often. I mean, again, if you think about it, how many games on Tomb of the Cursed holdout have you actually seen? Not really too many, right? I mean, we're talking about games of Garden of the Cursed, Alterac, then it's definitely it's a little bit of a weird map. We don't see it too often here. But okay, so 0 versus 0 when it comes to the seeds. So at this point, you don't really have to be too afraid of losing a seed down at the bottom of the map. And up to the top lane, they're just setting up a bit of a trap and try to go for the double camp, and they're actually going to get both of them. And the seed is ready. The seed is ready. Okay, still the momentum here on the other hand, though. They want 20. They need 20. And they get the camps. That means that the top fort is going to fall. Top fort is going to fall. Once again. Let's take a quick look at the death tolls. To be honest, Li Ming is trying to play as well. It's not only Imperius and Tyrael that are currently trying to go for the double digits. Li Ming, she still has a little bit of catching up to do. But with 5 deaths, actually starting to take pretty decent one. I mean, that's more than half the deaths of the team. So I gotta give a bit of a shout out to Li Ming here. Trying to catch up. It's not only the melee heroes that are trying to make a play for the title. Nope. Instead, we're having Li Ming also starting to contribute to it. But we have level 20s now, and with level 20 already in play, now it's the time. There we have the Imperius. Also the Holy Arena. Illidan hasn't committed to anything just yet, but he goes for the safe play. Bolt of the Storm. Here comes the attempt to go for the hunt into the back line. Nestim in trouble. The ring and the connect against a Quasar. Illidan still rushing out. The ancestral hits, but Arthas goes down. They try to go for the counter kill, but he can't get it. Portibos waits for a few heals before he joins in again. The Will Q is in trouble, goes down, tries to find the value, and gets at least a bit of the hit points of Tobos. Bot lane pressuring, 4 versus 4 right now. Alright, 2 of the melees are down. Oh my god, Portibos nearly got wrecked by this. Yep, that's the Hanzo factor right there. That, on the other hand, is the Imperius factor. Nice cleanse, though. Great play by Banana Age. That would have killed Nestim if they don't pay attention to it. Very well done. The Mirror Ball actually connects with Portibos, and he barely moves out of this one. Blick it there. Surf, baby, surf! Blick it there! Oh, murder! And he gets the kill! He actually gets the kill. Realizes he won't make it out of there alive and just says, you know what, guys, I'm done with this shit. I'm just gonna turn around and stick Hanzo's bow where the sun doesn't shine. 2 catapults on the cores, forcing at least Link back, but yeah, they are fighting back in this late game. Now they're starting to take this a lot more serious here. Starting to move in and try and get these kills, but oh boy, is that a game. It's literally all over the place. It's honestly nuts. Yeah, and this is one that you have to fight for. This is the seed that matters. One hero down on each side, but they're even taking more camps right now. Top fort, by the way, hasn't even fallen. Not even with the 3 camps that were taken earlier. So now, it's all about denying the garden terrors. The garden weavers, as we call them. Yeah, again, the connect against Ming. Ming, the hunt! And there's the cleanse and the ancestral Banana Age doing God's work here for them. Like, seriously, without Banana Age, they would have lost Li Ming already about 50 times, and he knows who they want to kill. And he has that cleanse ready. As they gather, Jaina has to move in, which means that the bot lane is actually going to push hard. As the connect, triple, they're going in again. Where's the ring? Jaina isn't there yet. The sanctification was gold though, and Nested this time he's down. No, he's not. Instead, Tyrael is dead. Can they get a counter kill? They're trying. They're really trying. They might get Arthas after all, but no, there's too much CC. Nested nearly falls. Polymorph is in. I don't know what that ring was. It looked for a moment like Blickitney fat-fingered it. But now we have a 5 versus 4 here, and they are looking to back off again, but I don't think they can. The core at the same time is under attack, is losing hit points. Nothing left is losing ground. They back off because they have to defend, but they are also now losing out on the objective. And obviously at this point, the Terror Weavers are going to make their way in. And it might not even, like, it doesn't even matter what does it. Looks like the core might actually fall even before that happens. 15%. And that's 12. That's a GG if I've ever seen one. Imperius goes down. He's trying to catch up with Tyrael here, but nope. 8 deaths on Tyrael. We definitely have a winner. That's a quick kill against Illidan, but he's already too late to join the party. Brightwing, the only hero that hasn't died yet. And as I said, we see the fruit fly fall. In comes the will queue, but this game is over. We have LFT with the victory in game number 1 against nothing left. GG, and well played, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing left versus LFT. It was a bit of a spicy first game. Too hard into the memes, if you ask me. Towers of Doom, I mean, you could really tell they were trying towards the end there quite a lot, but I think they went a bit too ham at the beginning. That Illidan composition, unfortunately for them, fell behind quickly. LFT now in the lead, and Towers of Doom is where they are going to try and push that lead a little bit harder and get the 2-0 there. Towers of Doom is going to be our second map, and of course a very different style from what we had on Garden of Terror. But at the same time, another big map, obviously, so you might rethink those bans again and maybe just drop Abathar once more, as they do. Okay, I mean, at this point, again, you have to kind of also consider what exactly can the sub-players on the side of Nothing Left play for them. We have a Nuburak banned out for LFT here. Their first, I mean, this is another one of those where Masquerade, he can play Garrosh again, he can play Diablo. This was the map where we back then highlighted his Diablo play in particular, because Masquerade pretty much put on the big boy pants, put on the backpack, and carried his team to victory on one of the early Towers of Doom games in Division S. Where he just absolutely murdered on the hero and just had everybody there. But yeah, there's Hanzo, as he gets banned out. And what's the last man? Zerathul's open, Maiev is open, Anna's open. That's a lot actually that you would probably love to ban at this point. But which one of them is it gonna be? Ah, come on boys. What's it gonna be for them? There's the Maiev ban, okay. That keeps us with Zerathul in play and the potential combo with the Ring of Frost again. There's the instant Zerathul pick of Blickitney. Had Blickitney quite a bit on Zerathul, but Podyboss can also play it if the draft necessitates that. How do you control Jaina now? Do you let Jaina go through? Are you okay with that? Are they just gonna pick Diablo, not even spec into Jaina, but instead try the Void Prison into Apocalypse setup? It's really the question, like, who plays the Jaina for them if they actually do that. There's Tyrael, okay, and Banana H on Malfurion. No Ana, no Tyrande. Straight up Malf. Is that gonna be a Tracer for them? Are they gonna try and do that? Now you would kind of expect a combo to be hit by nothing left here for Zeratul. At least get the Diablo in, for example. Or Jaina. Or both. Tyrande and Li Ming instead. I would highly expect that they're going to swap those heroes over. I mean, Linked is on his hero. Blakidney definitely has played Zeratul, but I have not seen Mopsio a lot on Li Ming. And that's not quite the role that he subs in for today. Obviously, there's also a lot of interaction with Zeratul's VP and Tyrael's Sanctification, so you can really destroy these combos. It's one of the reasons why you might not want to spec too heavily into Diablo and Jaina, because if you use all 3 cooldowns and then Tyrael hits 1 good Sanctification, he pretty much negates the entire combo, and you get 0 value and a 1 for 3 cooldown trade, so that's always dicey. If you play that, you kind of need to make sure that you isolate Tyrael in that sense. So that was a good pick from Masquerade, and he's good on the hero too. They ban out Diablo regardless. And there's the Tracer ban. With Malfurion picked already this early, this is one of the things that you definitely want to play around. Which pretty much means that Zeratul is not going to have too much combo potential here, either way. They're not going to spec into another Jaina here, that's not happening. Alright. What are we going to see from LFT though? There's Jimmy and Dehaka. Global. So a little bit of global aspect for the top lane. Jimmy for the auto attacks. Pressure no matter what's being picked here at the front. Garrosh is still up. Great for them, obviously, for the taunt. Yeah, if you can set it actually up with a good Garrosh throw into a Tyrande stun. I just don't know what Will Q is going to play. That's my biggest problem at this point. I mean, from Mopsio, we pretty much know what to expect here. Will Q, on the other hand, as a sub, I'm not quite sure how he fits into them. We're having Urel picked and Johanna. Alright, is Will Q going to play the front line? Are they going to keep Mopsio and Li Ming? Obviously, they would probably prefer to have Mopsio on the tank, but if Will Q is mainly playing the tank role and doesn't really feel comfortable enough on the damage, then they might just keep that setup and not swap it over. Towers of Doom, map number 2, LFT in the lead. And last pick for the French players is gonna be more damage. Genji. Genji picked, gonna pressure Tyrande and Li Ming here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 coming up. Towers of Doom, Division S, LFT against nothing left. Game number 2, nothing left in blue on the left side with Podibos on Urel, Mopsio on Li Ming. We're seeing the Will Q on Johanna, Blakidney on Zeratul, and Linked on Tyrande. On the right side of the map, we have Banana H on Malfurion, Masquerade on Tyrael, Tobos on Reyna, Nestip this time on Genji, from one reset hero to another. And we have Dequaza on Dehaka. Okay, so with the first game being a little bit monker, let's see what we're going to get in game number 2. Will Q on Johanna is going to be a little bit of a linchpin, I'd say. I need to find out how he can perform here. Loss of Hope on level 1 for him. Well, fairly standard talents here. I mean, at this point, we're having also Ace in the hole. I'm always glad to see that these days, because the Chinese go absolutely ham on Exterminator, even outside of Battlefield of Eternity, which always freaks me the hell out. But here we have the pressure in the mid lane. Dequaza eats all the damage from Limopsio. And Urel is starting their rotation top. Okay, so a little bit more of a normal setup that we have for them. Again, we have to watch out for the performance of Will Q at the front on Johanna. That's definitely going to be an important thing. Eating a lot of damage here already, getting the trade through towards the end of that little engage and exchange, and we'll have to tap the fountain already early on. So with that said, we're having still at the top lane the Urel and the Haka lane. We have Zeratul, who's probably going to rotate over every now and then. I would assume that the same is also going to be true for Genji, who obviously has the mobility on the map to offset the balance in the one-on-one setup topside quite a bit. With that now, still having the rotation here from Blakidney in the middle, trying to set that up We're also seeing the plays down at the bottom with both of the camps, but the Invade, Masquerade, and his boys are trying to be a bit more aggressive around this. Zeratul and Urel are now starting the rotation in. That's actually a bit of a problem for LFT. All of a sudden it's a 5 versus 4. Yeah, Link is holding the position on the Shine. They're drawing for Banana. No fucking way. Okay, thank you very much. Zeratul comes in and takes down Malfurion. Alright. That's the end of him at least. Well, there we have the kill against Tyrael. That's the second one. The explosion is gonna hurt, and it hurts a lot. 2 are nearly dead, but they're about to get the 3rd kill against Dequaza, aren't they? He gets the drag and dodges out on the Singularity Spike. Really well done, actually, by Dehaka. So they get at least the counter kill here, but that was still a great exchange. 4-0 left at the end of the day. 3 kills against 1. So yeah, nicely done. And also stopping the opponent's pumpkins. It's another important move here. But boy, was that a chaotic fight. I mean, that thing was all over the place right there. Holy cow. Yeah, so level 4 talents we're seeing again since exposed here on level 4. Also dominance plus cleave build with rending cleave now. And, I mean, in the moment when Malfurion nearly got away. If the drag that we just saw there from Dehaka saved him for a moment, but then Zeratul was able to deliver the final blow. If that wouldn't have happened, if Zeratul would have been out of position, but not even out of position, just like a little bit farther away from that, there would have been no chance for him to get the second connect there. So it's a bit of a crazy start. But yeah, top side, the easy channel and nothing happening on the left side. A little bit slow with that. Down to the bottom on the other hand, nearly a kill against Tobos as he gets attacked. Zeratul is rotating in. Still the fight over the altar here in the middle. Top left gets channeled easily, and Dehaka can of course always contribute down to the bottom fight by burrowing in. And Zeratul is still waiting top side to burn down another wave. And here comes the Dehaka. Dehaka gets interrupted right now with a condemn. Nicely done. Poryboss is low though, and Poryboss goes down. And that's the retreat right there. Zeratul is topside, gets the experience, is able to deny 1 minion wave at least to the opponent. Won't be able to do much more out of that. Just missing it. Nice attempt by WillQ to get the quick shield glare through. Wasn't able to connect it though. And now we have 36 points on the core against 32. Slight advantage for LFT. Nothing too crazy, but still decent. And obviously the experience lead right now for nothing left. I mean, they won the first fight, they got the additional kills, they were able to get the experience to the top lane with Zeratul pushing it out. So they have still a lead in XP, and that gives us now also an early calamity for them. They also have, next to that, the blessed momentum, and they're starting to go back into the fight here, but the pumpkins were already taken. They're trying to at least zone out Tyrael. They have to take their own camp, of course, too. The Kidney, in this case, actually pausing the game for a moment, which gives us a bit of a idea into, or at least of a chance to go into the damage. It's 2 kills against Urel that we've seen so far. And honestly, I mean, at some point, Poryboss is just going to get tankier and tankier and tankier, and they won't get those that easily anymore. A lot of those came from Dehaka connecting tongs there earlier. 12,000 damage on the side of Reyna, and we also have 12k for Li Ming. Mobster is actually doing pretty decent on Li Ming. I mean, generally speaking, every single pro player or formal pro player will have played a variety of heroes, especially the ones that are streaming. But obviously, when you have someone who has played on the professional stage, one melee character after another, you kind of expect them to be in that role. And WillQ subbing in today just doesn't really allow for that. He is a main tank, so Mopsio is currently performing pretty nice on Li Ming. He's actually doing quite well in that role, at least for the time being. We're going to have an eye on that once that now the Calamity plays are going to start kicking in. But generally speaking, up to this point, he's been doing a lot of work, gotten decent damage out. And if he can make the risky but decisive plays later on in the game, that still has to be seen. But for now, at least, it's working out for them. And you can also tell from the experience how this is currently panning out. I mean, hero experience obviously slightly in the lead of the blue team still, but their main advantage comes through the minion experience, which is interesting when you think about it for a moment, because we have Dequaza on Dehaka, and he should be able to stay on those off lanes a little bit longer before he joins a team fight, but instead we pretty much saw the opposite. We actually saw Zeratul zone or just destroy lanes a bit more often, and just therefore experience lost by the minions moving straight in, as Dehaka was already in the bot lane fight and pretty busy around that. but it's a significant fight. Sorry, a significant lead in minion experience that we have there from the two of them. Passive experience, something that is not affected by this map. This is literally the only map after the XP changes, which is pretty much exactly the same as it was before. But this is an interesting touch, and that particular setup needs to also something that LFT is a little bit concerned about, that they have to change there for the later stages. I mean, either way, right now with level 7 on both sides, we're seeing even talent battles again as when the next objective starts up. But already the attempt down here to just break through the wall a little bit. And as always, if you play on Towers of Doom, it is the bot lane that really matters the most. If you get the control there, you will be able to have a massive, massive impact onto the game because you're putting constant pressure onto your opponent through those pumpkins that you can grab. Now Urel still at the top side, talking pumpkins, trying to deal with those. Yeah, stopping the wave actually, just completely stopping and freezing that out as the own minion wave comes through, just to keep those pumpkins outside of the range to make sure that he's able to defend this quite easily. And now we're having actually the bot lane poke battle starting to ramp up a bit as the next single altar spawns, and Zeratul is now making his way in. Urel is also rotating. Urel, by the way, going still into the Holy Avenger here. So it's about the cooldown reduction. Thinking about the late game battles also, not really speccing into Divine Steed, which would have allowed for easier and quicker rotations. They approach onto Linked, and the Haka comes in too, but they're actually keeping everyone alive. A nice combo again by Mopsio. Podibos jumping in as well, as Will Q has to tap the fountain, so does Link, so they're playing around it again. But it's the 5 versus 5 at the bottom of the map now, and just look at the experience. LFT can't stay here. They seriously can't stay here. There's the attack against Will Q, but level 10 is nearly ready. Will Q is alive, and soon level 10 is going to drop. The altar has also been channeled, so there's no reason for LFT to stick around any longer. And he had the heroic abilities, and that's spelling trouble, because now he can push the bot lane even more aggressively. We're going to try and start to move into that. Here come the level 10s. Gives us again the Shadow Stalk. Alright, we're having also the Blessed Shield taken. Up to the mid lane. Podibos and Blake Kidney, both still sharking around there. Also, of course, having a bit of a look if they can somehow attack their Quasar. I'm honestly a bit surprised that they didn't go more ham on the bot lane. I really think with the heroics here, they could have tried to make a play. At least stealing this away would be huge, and they should definitely try and do that. They have heroics, their opponent doesn't, and that's going to be true for another half level. Should have maybe made that approach already a bit earlier than they did. And on the other hand, LFT is obviously just trying to delay this. If they can delay it long enough, they will be able to contest it. That's not the case right now. So instead, we're having now 10s on both sides. That gives us the Dragon Blade for Genji, no X-Strike. Besides that, we're also seeing Malfurion hesitating on his heroic choice. I've seen the Twilight Dream earlier. Could go Tranquility too, obviously. And at the same time, there's the Twilight Dream, and at the same time we have Sanctification. And that Sanctification needs to be timed around the Void Prison. Those two, the interaction between them and the negation that we have from each are going to be a bit of a linchpin setup. But as it happens, the next double altar is activating, and that of course means once again teamfight potential. Still the lead by an entire level from nothing left, so that the Haka factor hasn't really kicked in, because we constantly see those rotations of Zeratul into the middle to push out those lanes quickly. And then Urel, as we can see here, can for example interrupt the Quasar. Doesn't do that. A bit of experience is still here lost for a moment. The Quasar has to stay a bit longer. Banana H gets interrupted by the Owl. Owl to the face, straight back to Hogwarts as Hedwig hits Malfurion. Will Q is moving in for it too. Zones him out again. There's a bit of a battle over the top altar as well, but Linked is now going straight in for the attempt. And there's the ult coming through from the Haka. Nicely done, and a kill against Tyrande. Into the back line, we have Zeratul, but the Twilight Dream is putting him into trouble. There's the Void Prison as he's attempting to escape and waiting for the cooldown. Gets that, jumps out. Genji doesn't have the Swift Strike, so he can't get the second kill, but it means that we at least have one altar channeled through by the team in red, and they might get the second one as well. Nestib is already on the point, and that is going to be 24 points on the core, as we have the little fight down here, bot side, in an attempt to kill at least the hero. 24 points against 32. LFT getting ahead here. LFT starting to get slightly ahead with this. Up to the top of the map. Podibos still playing his one-on-one lane. But, I mean, outside of the lead in experience that is now going to translate into the early level 13, They're having a bit of a rough time now. They are now already 2 additional altars behind, 8 points total. And they have failed to get kills after the initial fight in the early game. Again, the attempt to go for Turbos, Blessed Shield, and the kill nicely done by Limopsio. Well done by him. Really well done. The Blessed Shield comes out, the Nature's Cure from Malfurion follows straight away. Banana H with another good timing, but then in comes the Wave of Force to push him back in, right into the combo, and Mopsio gets the kill. Nicely done by him. And that, of course, comes still with the advantage of the level 13 talent. And now they're going to try and put the additional pressure onto the bot lane, and they really have to. They need to get a bit more momentum here, even though in experience they're still ahead. Which is actually pretty awesome. It's the objective that concerns us more so than anything else. Dehaka is burrowing in. Dehaka is there. Wants the drag. Doesn't get it. Condemn comes through. And nicely dodged by the trade from Will Q. Well played by him. No drag, no problem. There comes the attack now though. 13 on both sides at this point in time. And with that we have another double altar. This time topside. Which is usually a 1-for-1 trade. We're trying to make the play again for Jimmy, and yeah, the play with the Wave of Force here, not even Sanctification can save him. Just came in a bit too late. And Mopsio is honestly starting to absolutely kill it on Limming. 35,000 top damage dealer in the entire game. Not bad, my friend. Podibor still holding the top. The pressure play at the bot lane as they're trying to escort the pumpkins through. Masquerade comes in. Mopsio's back to business. Top side, Urel is still alone, but they're trying to get the bottom now. They're trying to make the plays here. And over here, Nestib falls to Blickitne. Great kill. And wow. Nothing left. They get the kill, they get the bell tower, and they get the late altar at the top, which means they're getting an extra point of the opponent's score thanks to the 5 shots fired right now. Boom. Just like that. Great start, great lead for them. Closing in on 16 on top of everything else that's happening here too, which obviously is going to give them another significant advantage. And they mainly rock the macro game, even against the Dehaka. I mean, we can take a quick look at it again, just through the experience here. 12,000 XP on Urel. Look at this, compare the Urel experience for just a second with Dehaka. It's like Urel has more experience in the game than Dehaka, even without the quick rotations through Divine Steed. And on top of that, it really reflects in the minion experience. I mean, this is nearly a 4,000 experience point advantage through minions alone. Heroes obviously mattering a lot now too, but this is still a bit crazy. And 16 talents are now ready for them as well. So that's Void Slash. I mean, hello. That talent in itself is crazy. Podibos. Okay, might have to jump out. Misses the drag. Yeah, well, Podibos jukes it. So far, so well. Once more. Blickitne is sitting. I mean, Blickitne at this point is definitely going to start to just cleave through this. He has the Void Slash now, so whew, in those team fights, he is going to do a lot of works. I mean, with this, down at the bottom, we have Mopsio, Linked, and Wilkio still pushing that out, trying to get a bit more value there. Triple altar on the map. No 16 yet. Mopsio again with a play attempt against Banana H. This time actually missing the combo here. Didn't get the perfect angle in. But there's obviously pressure through the pumpkins, and that is going to distract from those. Ooh, that's an interesting Divine Shield. Not so sure about that. That seemed like a very optimistic play. They can buy themselves some time. They should still get 2 out of 3. I think they're looking for 3 out of 3 even. Yeah, that's 5 shots fired. That's another 5. That's 10 on the core. 17 against 20 now, and Podibos is delaying the top a bit. The more he delays this, the easier their chances to get level 20 around it. But the Blessed Shield was a little bit weird. I think I called it Divine Shield. It would have been a weird Divine Shield too, but yeah, even the Blessed Shield was a little bit strange. 17 versus 17 is pretty much tied. With the exception... nothing left, obviously, is in the lead because they have the bot lane control. But when it comes to points on the core, it's tight. And on top of the bot lane control, they have a 1.5 level lead, which is pretty solid. So with that said, having bot side now, the protection of the bell tower is what matters the most. Dehaka really coming in here. I highly doubt that. They're pinging that already. But there's just no way that's going to happen anytime soon. It would be a little bit of a suicidal job if they make the engage, and it's a different story. Blickitne already jumping into their zone a little bit. They're trying to get those pumpkins connected. They wait for Dehaka. Dehaka comes in. And there's the play with, again, the setup through Mopsio. The stun on Tirana misses. Sanctification is on. Boy Prison in the back. Nestip goes down. Great Calamity. And another potential kill. But Dehaka gets away. Masquerade. Ah, screw that. Dehaka doesn't get... Oh, Mopsio. Calm the fuck down. 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. As Mopsio mercilessly goes for kill after kill. Tobos wants to die too. Or at least he's baiting. But that was a total win for nothing left. I mean, holy cow. 19 against 17, 2-level lead, 10 kills against 3. Big play now in the middle for the next bell tower. They're obviously going to try and take the lead on every single point here. But what an absolute crazy setup. I mean, that bell tower is an easy one. At the top side, there's still too much to go through. But with this, they're going to get another 6 points off the core of their opponent. And they already have level 20 in reach, in their grasp. So now this is not only going to be 6 shots fired, that is going to be level 20. They're starting to go in here already, trying to defend the bot lane. Another attempt to play around the wave of force. I mean, at this point, repulsion. Yeah, the Kidney has already taken this. Still, mid lane control, top lane control. Full control of the map. And they're looking for the kills again. And they're going to get this one against Masquerade, aren't they? Oh my god, no. He barely gets out. But I mean, seriously, it's the entire time the same thing. They either fall or they're just able to jump away. The game was even for a long time, and LFT actually had even kills, but then at some point it was just a Mopsio show. Let's put that into numbers. Mopsio is sitting at 57,000 damage as Li Ming. More than anybody else on the map. There's one shot connecting. There's another shot connecting. Those pumpkins are escorted through, and that puts them down to 8 points now. Their boss is still on the map and can be taken, and obviously with more and more pumpkins spawning, we're seeing Zeratul making his way over and over onto the camps and taking them. But they're at least recovering the bell tower in the middle. They at least get that. Mopsio tries to get some damage too. Might have been going in a little bit too deep. Oh, but Dragon Blade, there's the Sanctification, and they still start to chase. Zeratul isn't here. He might get the kill against Urel, and yes, Boss falls. Zeratul with a 3-man VP as they go for the dinosaur. Oh my god, Mopsio. Oh, the kill against Tyrael. They're looking for another one, and obviously those Void Slashes, they help too. There's kill number 2, another reset, another kill. Yep, they're getting all of them. Well, not maybe all of them, but they're getting enough. More than enough. There's a double altar on the map now, and if you just get those two, then it lights out, and it's a 4 versus 2 on the map. How do you interrupt this? I mean, seriously, how do you play around this? There's pretty much no way. This is a checkmate position. This is pretty much a GG. They're waiting for Nestip. They know that he has to come in here, and they're already chasing him hard. He activates the boss for a second, and Zeratul is going to set that kill up. So that's another 5 shots fired. Mopsio gets the last connect here, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. As we see nothing left with a victory on Towers of Doom, tying the series, the best of 5 against LFT. GG, and well played. All direct pass again, ladies and gentlemen. And before someone asks, nope, Kidney did not drop out. For some reason, he changed his account. I honestly don't know why, but he dropped out of the lobby, and now he's back in with his alternate account, the J22137P account. Not quite sure what that means, what that stands for, but yeah, that is indeed Kidney. So yeah, he hasn't been replaced or anything. He just switched to his other account. Not quite sure if he gets like spammed in chat or something, or yeah, what's going on there. But either way, it's game 3, and now All Direct Pass is loading up here. So the series is actually kind of close. I mean, nothing left might have been going a little bit too ham and too aggressive in game number 1, but you can't really fault them for anything in game 2, and LFT made it very close there. So that's a pretty cool series to see. And I want to stress again that Nothing Left is currently in the number 1 spot in the standings. They're tied at this point in maps and match score with Granite. But because they had the victory against Granite, they're currently ahead of them. So it's honestly pretty sick. It's like a pretty nice setup here. And obviously playing with sub-players, especially having to go for a little bit of a role swap, doesn't make nothing left's role in this game any easier. And LFT is absolutely eager to take advantage of that. I mean, for good reason, so they should. So Hanzo is getting picked for LFT. They do that a lot. I mean, Tobos and his Hanzo, they usually have first picks there pretty easily. I'm personally interested to see how Alderac Pass is going to influence global heroes being picked again. That's what we had in the back, but yeah. Pick 1, pick 2, let's see what we get. Tyrande and ETC. Alright, Will Q and ETC. I mean, still the option of actually playing ETC on the off lane with Echo Paddle on level 7 and a stage dive. It is a big map, so if your opponent picks now Dehaka, you have a counter pick against that. Yeah, so that's something that you can definitely play around now. There's Ana and Diablo. Ooh, Masquerade on his Diablo. Finally, actually I was looking forward to that on Towers of Doom already and didn't get it. Now let's see how much of an impact he can have on Alderac Pass. But yeah, his Diablo is really solid usually. It's really, really solid. But okay, what are we gonna have as the third ban right now? I mean, at this point, there is still Jaina around, Liming around, and you want to ban out one of the two, likely, simply because Ana is in play, so that nano boost is pretty sick. With that, we're now having also the ban on Garrosh again. Let's have a look real quickly at what we're seeing from nothing left here on the rotation. There's still ETC. I don't know, like I liked other heroes, like Will Q, I feel like, again, he is under a lot of pressure here and they're homing in on him quite a lot, so I would like him to on something that's a little bit more sustainable. Jaina gets taken again by Blakitne, we have Mopsio and Falstad, if they don't switch it around. But yeah, with LFT, they still need the offlaner. Another damage dealer obviously is needed for them as well. They have now to deal with Falstad and with ETC. That's theoretically even two globals that they have to play against. So they need to be careful with that. And there comes Dehaka. Yeah, good pick for them. Gul'dan also, so Horrifies are going to become a thing. Falstad plays in general are now going to be super interesting. When earlier we had this game with Washed Up where we had Genji picked against Falstad and together with Abathar, I mean, that destroyed the bird. The bird had no chance. Obviously now this is a bit of a different setup. It just comes down to the Horrify, but if you can dodge that, you're Gucci. Nothing left with the last pick. And Illidan again. Even more potential globals if he goes for the hunt once more. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Alderac passes the map. Let's jump right in and see which team takes the lead here. Game number 3, we are on Alderac Pass, and on the left side of the map, once again, Illidan. The Illidonga is in the game once more. We saw him on Garden of Terror earlier, and now we have him again. Podibos with the second attempt here. The unending hatred on the left side. Linked on Tyrande, Mopsio on Falstad. We have Blakitne on his alternate account on Jaina. And the Will Q on ETC. Banana on Ana. We oftentimes see Banana on Ana because Ana on Banana is a really, really strong one. That's why some teams actually go for the Banana strategy, because if you ban Ana, then Banana can't play Ana. Tobos on Gul'dan, Nestep on Hanzo, Masquerade on Diablo, and Dequaza is playing Dehaka Shakalaka. Alrighty. Will Q has to prove himself again here. Yeah, I honestly feel like ETC is going to be a bit rough for him. I mean, I don't know, he played decent on Johanna, but ETC is always very hit or miss. He's either going to be really, really good, or you're going to farm him. And we'll find out soon enough which category Will Q belongs to, as he's done a pretty good job in the first one. Auto attack build, by the way, on the side of Falstad. We're having, with that, I mean, Illidan and Falstad are both going now for stack talents on level 1. And we're going to find out how much they can actually pull off with that. Up to the top lane, we have Podibos even attacked by Masquerade as Diablo comes in to help the dinosaur out a little bit. And Masquerade, as I said before, has played some fantastic Diablo games in the past. So I have my eye on him to see if that was just him flowing in the moment, or if we are actually seeing him just absolutely destroy on that hero once again. Camps, super important still on the map, and that's exactly what they're going for right away. But it's the objective that really matters. This is a weird map. Like, Alterac Pass sometimes is a bit strange on the higher level of play, because oftentimes we see the objective not really committed to at the beginning. It's just a bit of poke and making sure the opponent doesn't go for it either. So the first one is oftentimes quite delayed. But there are a lot of plays that you can make here. And the objective is, of course, extremely powerful. So you can start to snowball if you get 1 or 2 at the right time. The globals that we see on both sides, they are going to be absolute linchpins. And I'm a little bit worried about LFT because they didn't really get a lot of out of their Dehaka play on the last map. The rotations from nothing left dealt very well with that. Now we have, of course, the globals in their hands, and that changes things a lot. Mopsio, at this point, is obviously on his fall stat, trying to have an impact there. Good Gust, for example, would already be the dream. And I'm still wondering what we're going to see from ETC. I mean, you can go mosh pit here. There are interrupts. That's not the problem. But I would actually expect him to go stage dive, and then they can just all jump onto a lane and really, really murder. Maybe overdoing it a bit with globals, but we'll find out. I mean, for the time being, we're actually, having the drag here against Illidan, connected from the Quasar. Okay, so that puts a bit of damage on the Boss. Nothing too insane yet. Hybrid build, by the way, with a static shield now for Mopsio. So no hammer gains on level 4. Should still go into the Boomerang with this on level 7. I mean, Boomerang is still like the way to go. It's the wave clear that is highly important. It doesn't matter that you go for auto attack, you always go for Boomerang on level 7 just so that you can take those down. Unless, obviously, you go into Lightning Rod build in general. I mean, usually that means Wingman on level 1. But for now, the stacks just keep coming, and that's obviously the more important part here, especially for Falstad. Mopsio wants to be in a position where later on he can threaten Diablo a little bit more with that attack damage, especially since it's obviously a talent that stacks endlessly. You get your quest reward at 40, but still after that you're still incredibly strong. So now, once again... But yeah, this is exactly what I mean, by the way. Objective is on the map, and nobody gives a damn. Like, nobody goes for it. Both of them are just like delaying this, waiting, level 7. Sometimes we're seeing it taken as late as level 10. But yeah, so there's a slow jumps around it, but nobody is really going for it immediately. It's too easy to interrupt it. And yeah, early on you don't get a lot out of committing to that. Unless your opponent plays a Dehaka or something, or you have Vikings on the other side, or some weird shenanigans where you have to force the hand of your opponent a little bit. Boomerang taken on 7 as expected, Echo Paddle as well, so definitely ETC with a chance to go into off-lane territory, push the outside lane, and play with a stage dive, which honestly kind of I kind of started expecting that we're going to see Metamorphosis taken for Illidan now. I already made the argument that on the first map it would have helped them a lot to keep Illidan alive, and I really think that Boss this time is going to adjust for it and not go into the hunt. There's the channel though, so they get this one through. Here comes the fight again. Falstad isn't even here yet, and they're already going for Banana Age. A little bit of trouble. Falstad still on the move, and Quasar is going to try and interrupt those setups. They're nearly getting the objective. Linked is also about to fall and goes down. Guys, LFT. Yeah, they're gonna get objective number 1, aren't they? No, maybe not, but Falstad is down, and yes, now they should. Now they should for sure. Even if the Gaza falls, objective is in their hands, and they get another kill as well. Illidan goes down 3 kills against 1. And yep, with that, we have the objective coming onto the map, and those raiders are going to do serious work. I mean, they are honestly going to start shredding here. This is going to be a pretty difficult... I mean, I expect at least one of the forts to fall. It's still early on in the game, so obviously this scales into the late game, but yeah, the objective on this map is always strong, and now they can keep pushing with this. So with that, let's have a quick look at that bot lane where we see most of the pressure coming in against Wilq, who only has the Echo Paddle to help out with it. Yeah, even Masquerade is moving in right now. Needs to go for the wall stun here, of course, if he can. Maybe quickly into the fort. Alright, there's the wall stun. And good damage against Wilq. Not quite enough to take him down, but definitely enough to threaten him here, and the level 10 abilities are now ready too, which means bot lane, we could see that Horrify. They're trying to make the play for the fort itself, and it's likely to fall. I mean, with all the damage that they have and level 10, maybe they can save it. Yeah, they can. There's already Illidan waiting here. Honestly expect him to go into Metamorphosis. I would be surprised. Stage Dive has already been used, and he still goes Hunt. Wow. Even against the Horrify and everything else here, he goes into Hunt. And also, we are seeing Falstad straight with a Hinterland Blast. Okay, baby. Down here, Will Q slides out. Not threatened just yet. 20 stacks on Falstad, 17 on Illidan. He's obviously going to soon be done with this. Good damage against the fort at the bot lane. They are probably going to take this in a moment, especially, of course, with Gul'dan, who gets attacked immediately. In comes ETC, there's the Horrify, and they get the kill. Nano boosted, Gul'dan goes down. I mean, literally boosted. Banana H gets away here, and the quest completed for Illidan as they're going for the Haka, and that's probably going to be a kill against him. Yep, there we go. He goes down, and all of a sudden the mass momentum here. 4-0 left. 3 kills against 3. And they're going for the boss. Alright. I mean, it's there. Why wouldn't you take it, right? There's already the Haka can still borrow in. I don't use the global there earlier, did he? Gul'dan is on the way, but most of the heroics are already out, and Apocalypse alone is not going to decide this. So they take the boss, and that was actually nicely done. They also didn't lose the fort, by the way. That's pretty important, because it doesn't spawn the catapults now. So, yeah, there we go. They're starting to move in through the bot lane with the help of the boss a little bit. Mopsio still there. Rest of the team can now obviously start to rotate onto the lanes again, since they have the globals. Hunt is already back up, and we're going to see ETC with a stage dive in a few moments again too. The bot lane is going to be the focus for some of the globals at least, because the objective is spawning again at the top of the map. And they're starting to take the first fort here, but the sleep dart against Mopsio. Oh, yeah, there we go. 70 HP left, but he is able to get out, and the fort now falls. First one taken in the game. Mopsio, of course, has to back. And in the meantime, we have up at the top already an attempt to go for the objective. Through nothing left. And there's a channel for Masquerade, but he gets interrupted. Illidan is now there too. Hanzo was still at the bot lane, dealing with the boss for a little bit longer. But they're starting to get a significant lead on this one. And up to the top side, we're still having Glikitne starting to move right through the mud pit. 13, another big advantage now for nothing left. Falstad is in the middle, still has the global. They're getting the interrupt there again. 22 seconds. The drag is not connected, but Masquerade at least gets the channel through. And that was important for them. That was really important. Also, by the way, the Giant Killer is now in play. And Mopsio has 25 stacks at this point. He's obviously going to get quite a bit more. Boomerang is helping him to increase that as quickly as he can as well. But yeah, it is going to mean more and more damage against Diablo as the game continues. Letting them get level 13, but they also have, of course, now the idea of getting more value out of those globals. And I mean, to be fair, the longer the game gets delayed, the stack talent on Falstad is going to give Mopsio a lot of value here eventually. But right now, it's all about taking camps at the same time, trying to use the globals as much as you can. Stay on lane, make sure that you get the experience there. Yeah, and here comes the quick move, straight into that back line. Banana H, what? Yeah, goes down. Banana H goes down, the fight's still there, Nestip in a bit of trouble. Can Jaina get the kill? Yeah, down goes ETC, but it's a 2-for-1 trade, and they're trying to make it a triple. They go for Dequaza, but they're not able to get him yet. Water Elemental also gets taken down, but there's the objective again in their hands. And this time, I don't think there's going to be an interrupt. Unless, of course, Masquerade is 1v5ing here, but he isn't. Instead, he goes down a bit too deep for him. And that was now the reset on their souls. Also, Tobos is in trouble too. A fantastic drag against Poti, but not even that saves him. And we're seeing the Haka die too. He's not going to make it out of this one. No. Well, maybe? No? Nah, I don't think so. Ooh! Illidan wants it. Typical Illidan play right there. He says, like, I don't care. That's a typical Illidan player. Potipos is embracing it. He's cosplaying right now. He sits at home. He has the entire wrap around his eyes. And, yep. Goes full blindfold. Falstad falls. And by the way, we are 0.2 seconds away from this getting completed. They don't have the objective yet. They actually haven't won it yet. Oh, God. But they get the kills. 8 kills against 6 at this point. Alright. I can't believe that they don't have the objective yet. Okay, ETC is trying to sneak it, but yeah, Masquerade is protecting that as much as he can. Now, we have 2 forts eliminated, so let's not forget, this wasn't quite without value. They got the fort as a result through that push in the camp that was taken earlier, so that really helped them. They have a massive lead in with level 16, they should be able to get back into this. And they also got, of course, a kill advantage, which helped them to increase their lead in experience. But it's, of course, a little bit memey that they didn't get the objective itself. But now they make the play again. And it's tough, very tough for LFT to make something happen. There's the Hinterland Blast. Nice move, actually, with a Horrify, but Diablo is still dead. Without the stacks, he just doesn't have the hit point pool. Quasar is about to go down. Mopsy, on the other hand, is also in trouble, but he gets healed. They're trying to make the play for Nestip again. He doesn't fall, but Ana and Dehaka both do, and they're going also for Tobos. They're actually trying to kill everybody here. The Owl connects, but Nestip survives. And this time they get the objective. And that's obviously also some additional stacks for Falstad through the last battle, even though he moved topside a bit sooner. 33 for him now, 12 minutes into the game. He's really looking good on the stacks and is going to get that quest completed pretty soon. And on top of it, of course, he has a chance of stacking this way into the late game. If we're ever gonna get there, because now they're aiming for keeps. And the globals that we're seeing everywhere is absolutely insane. I mean, for now, we're having topside, the pressure, and the fort is gonna fall, 100%. I mean, there's nobody even trying to defend it because they're busy holding on to their keeps. Question just is, how much can these bad boys do in the one in the mid lane? It's gonna go down quickly, but the main focus is at the bottom right now, where we already have 4 heroes, and Falstad is gonna fly in soon. They try and go for Masquerade again. Keep in mind, he's at 48 stacks, so he's still very low in HP compared to a fully stacked Diablo. He takes damage, but not enough, and they push out Milky for a second. Horrify and follow up, and the Ice Block blocks the Apocalypse, but that's not enough. Milky jumps in a bit late, if you ask me. Tyranna's already dead, and so is Jaina. ETC is trying to move out of this one, but he falls too. And in the meantime, well, Mopsy simply said, well, if you defend bot lane, then I'm simply gonna go towards the top and let's see what we can get there. And they can't really take the keep down, but they are actually able to get that down to half HP, and that ain't too shabby either. 12 kills against 9, level ahead, taking the camps again. But I like that we have some momentum attempt here from LFT too, now that they were able to get those 3 kills. So they're jumping straight onto the boss and saying, okay guys, let's make sure we get the bottom 4, let's try and get a little bit farther with this, and try and recover in experience. They still hold on to every single keep. They have pressure against them on the lanes because of the catapult spawn, but they're still, they destroy the first one, they have pressure at the bot lane right now, so it's not like they're out of this game yet by any means. No, they are only 3 kills behind, not even an entire level behind anymore, and they are now making the play for boss into boss. They rotate to the top lane, they even show, they don't care, they know that the bot lane has to be defended. And that's where we're seeing nothing left show now with most of the heroes. Now there are globals in play, so you've got to be careful. But as long as Tyrande and Jaina are down here, you know that there is nothing gonna happen topside. So the boss gets taken out, and it didn't really do a whole lot. It pushed the lane out, that was important, and of course it distracts from the top lane. So this second boss is the one that you're really gonna try and make the play. And they're gonna try to at least take the fort. The fort is the minimum. You wanna get the fort. The Haka still sits in the mid lane. Has obviously to play the safe because there is so much that can jump on him. I mean, if at any point, yeah, the Hunt, for example, hits him, and there's the slow, there's the ETC. Again, this is the perfect example. The arrow hits, but the problem is that they're still going to go for the keep here. The globals are just insane. Call of the Wild Hammer is now in, and with the Haka taken down, they just all jumped into the lane. They let the boss be boss at the top lane, can still go back to defend it, but poor Dehaka didn't have a chance there. I mean, he played it so safe, so far back, and it still didn't matter. Now the boss at the top lane, eventually, someone has to deal with that. They're seemingly trying to make the play. Well, first of all, they're trying to go for Pony Boss here, the Masquerade and LFT, that is. But they're moving out. Trying to go for the objective on the other hand now, though. Alright, gets the channel in here. And they actually completely ignore the top lane. This isn't gonna fall, or very unlikely that it's gonna fall, but to be honest, it could, and it might be close. It's an interesting setup. Trying to just get the objective and end it with the objective, I assume. So So they have already the position claimed. Nearly level 20 for LFT. They need the Haka back, and he is back. Mopsio takes a lot of damage through this. Top, yeah, okay, so they're actually not gonna lose this, not anytime soon. But they have a solid lead now, solid lead. Obviously gets interrupted again, but as level 20 is in the hands of their opponent, they want to play it a bit safer anyways. This is where Mopsio completes his baseline quest, or his level 1 quest. Yeah, has the 40, 16 minutes in. And they actually channeled this, actually snuck that in. Top lane keep is also pretty low. The one on the side of LFT, so both of the teams have taken damage there. And now we also have, amongst other things, the death metal. And we need to start that fight now up. ETC is ready. Stage dive is ready. Yeah, and we're having Blikitni rotating on Jaina towards the side. But they get the channel through here, they stop it for now. In comes Illidan, call Wild Hammer, Illidan goes out, Banana Age about to fall, and that's the death of Ana. Apocalypse comes out just as the Horrify comes in. Nice ice block again from Blikitni, but it doesn't change the fact that he's gonna fall here. The problem is that Nestip dies to the Water Elemental, and Tobos is gonna fall too. They're all gonna get wiped here. Yeah, Dequaza is gonna fall in the backline. In the meantime, the Water Elemental slows down Diablo, and that is game. That's nothing left with 18 kills against 10, and they make the play straight for the boss. Now obviously keep in mind there's still 2 armor shields ready, so they have to also finish this. If you don't get the boss right here, if you don't finish it, then well, it is going to heal up pretty quickly. But as everyone is still down for at least another 30 seconds, there's just no way to recover this from here. Great play again by Mopsio, 37,000 damage by him, even more than Illidan here, top damage on his team. And this is the lead in the series for Nothing Left, as they take the 2-1 lead in the best of 5 against LFT on Alterac Pass. Game number 4, everybody. Nothing Left has turned things around here. They lost the initial map against LFT, but now they are in the lead. They have taken 2 in a row. And we have our last map, potentially. Could be a 5-mapper. Depends a bit on Nothing Left right now. If they can take Volskaya Foundry, though, they will be the victor in the best of 5 and still hold on to that #1 spot in the standings. At least for the time being, until Granite gets a chance to dethrone them with a 3-0 victory against their next opponent. It's a bit of a battle between the 2 teams to see which one can take the #1 spot. Now, this is actually the map choice of LFT, and Nothing Left, they have first pick, first ban. So LFT feel comfortable here. Nothing Left now. What are we going to see this time? So far they have actually banned out Abathur every time. I kind of doubt that's going to be the case here. Alright, there we have the ban against Ana. They're kind of done with that. No more Banana Ana. As I said before, if you ban Ana against Banana, then usually you have a much easier game because Banana is pretty good on Ana. But with the Banana strategy already executed on the first ban, we have still Nubarak banned out, so that didn't really change. LFT just don't like the beetle, they don't like bugs. Too many cockroaches apparently in France these days, so you don't want to deal with it anymore in the game either. Leads us into the second ban. Zeratul, Maiev, both still open. And yeah, you don't want to give Maiev over to Nothing Left right now. And as they ban Hanzo against Tobos, which was the first pick for LFT so far, we have both of them actually up now. Maiev and Zeratul. And I'm pretty sure that either one is going to be picked, no matter what. So there's the Zeratul ban, and Blikitni is probably already sitting there like this, and is going to pick his Maiev now.
Shall flee my grasp.
Exactly. Alright. Maiev in. And yeah, how do you deal with it? Tobas, like, LFT loves to play with Hanzo, as you've probably noticed. So Hanzo banned out and Ana banned out were 2 really good bans on the side of Nothing Left, and that leading into them having a chance to grab Maiev is obviously another big victory for them. So right now, the main question is, what has the French team up their sleeves in order to turn this? And Garrosh and Arthur's, I mean, there's a lot of control already, so I wouldn't really pick Illidan into this one. Podibos is usually playing Rexa on this map, on the other hand. Was at least one of his picks, so we could see Rexa being played here. And Wilkio, that's important too. Are we going to see Johanna again from him? ETC and Tyrande. So power slide into stun from nothing left, and the setup through the tether. Yeah, but I'm still, I mean, right now, I would still expect Rexa, maybe even banned out now by LFT. To be absolutely honest with you, I mean, Podeboss played the hero a lot. Doesn't mean that he has to. You can still play with Urel, for example, here. You can even go, I mean, Blaze is another hero that's a bit better on Volskaya than a lot of other maps because you get more time on the checkpoint. They ban out Leo. Mopsio's pick is also going to be an interesting one. I could totally see Liming again, to be fair. I mean, there's always Junkrat to consider, but I feel if they're playing with the triple front line, then it would make sense for them to have something like Liming for the resets. And Junkrat was also a pick that I could see for LFT. Jaina gets banned out. Now a bit of a moment of truth here for LFT. What do we have from the Frenchies? Is it going to be the Rat? And what's going to be the support? Next question. Are we going to have Banana on Malfurion? Is it instead going to be... Oh, Deckard Cain and Chromie! Okay! Chromie is in! So far she's been very unsuccessful, even after all of the changes that have been made to her. Maybe the French team can turn that trend around. We have seen here just a few times so far, after the recent changes. But again, more times that we've seen her don't look too good. Melganis and Reyna. Alright, completely different setup for nothing left that we have now than I expected. But I'm on board with it. Would have loved to see a little bit of Rexa action. Give me Misha all day long. But Volskaya Foundry, as we have Hammer picked on the last one. It's Hammer time, ladies and gentlemen. And that might just be enough to get the W here. LFT against nothing left. Map number 4. Let's see which team claims the win. Game number 4, potentially the last map in the series. Volskaya Foundry, nothing left on the left, and LFT on the right. So at this point, we have Podeboss on Reyna, we have Blikidney playing on his alternate account with Maiev, the Will Q on ETC, and linked on Tyrande with Mopsy on Malganis. And on the right side of the map, we have Banana H on Deckard. We are seeing Masquerade on Garrosh, Dequaz on Arthas, Nestip on Chromie, and Tobos on Sergeant Hammer. Let's see if they can make the Chromie work here. So far, the little Gloam didn't really have a good time. Blizzard obviously reworking her and then trying to adjust those the damage output a little bit on the hero too. Hasn't really led to Chromie playing a big role in Division S yet. We've seen her every now and then, but with very, very meh results so far. Might be a little bit different now. Maybe they can make the plays here with Deckard going for the setup. Arthas obviously, a lot of CC on the side of LFT. If Chromie can capitalize on that, might be able to get enough here. We're actually seeing Malganis picked, and already Tobo set up just in range of this one as well. Masquerade just simply going for the hammer protection here the entire time. Now it's all about the items, of course, at the beginning of the game here. Setup, especially Blikidney, is going to have a lot of fun here if he can get onto Chromie. JPL. That was a throwback. Yeah, Blikidney. A pretty good Maiev player, and normally you allow him to get Maiev once and then not again. And this is a map where he absolutely loves to play the hero, but he has to make sure that he also has the impact now. I mean, in this case, we're having time troubles taken on level 4. Level 1. It's pretty much a standard combo right now for Chromie. Once again, the first time, later on, Gnome Speed ahead. What we usually go through, but let's see how this is going to work for them. With this, we're having still the moves down to the bottom of the map. No stacks yet for Chromie. Needs, of course, to attempt to get those as quickly as possible to get the second Sand Echo. And with all of the turrets taken, both of the teams are now just sitting around the beacon up here. They're standard. I mean, at this point, it's just like having a bit of a look of what's happening with that. Yeah, that time trap was taken out. Level 4 is in a little bit earlier for them here. Nobody really makes the engage into the healing beacon happen yet. But at the same time, having now level 4 on both sides, and that gives us the Echo of Doom. Alright. So, gets a little bit more here. Tobos He's just sitting there and sieging up and just like, oh damn, I'm not level 7 yet. Yeah, sorry, no hovering siege mode for you yet, baby. They're both pretty much agreeing to not go for the healing beacon here. Instead, they are just playing map without it, ignoring that item, completely willing to head into the first objective, with both of them controlling one single item each. One turret, that is. And yeah, now we're having Blakidney starting to move into the camp. On the other side, we're seeing the same thing happening. The old man is hitting the robot with his stick. Interesting enough, that's successful. If you try that in real life, you make the robot very angry. Try that in the next Terminator movie and see how that works out. I would say not too well. Here comes the stun. Proper greeting on the level 7 now. And 40 balls. Sand blast to the face, my friend. Yeah, that's happening when you always open the visor of your helmet, my friend. The sand goes straight through that. So yeah, good hits coming now out from Nested, and that was a good kill too. Obviously, the early game kills usually don't have too much of an impact because the death timers are so low that you can simply move back and go for the objective again. But it definitely helps. So now we're actually having the move straight into the middle again, or soon enough at least. Because, as you can see, we're seeing LFT starting to get a pretty solid lead on this one. So, after the bot lane gets pushed out here, Mopsio is going to make his way over. We're not seeing Mayet making her way in, though. Again, by the way, no mosh pit with all the CC that we have on the other side. We're seeing Echo Paddle taken, so very likely it's going to be the stage dive. Wheel Q is trying to get onto door boss, and that's not happening, as you can see there. Gets pushed back by just pretty much everyone there. Slides out. Will Q still on the run, but holy cow, literally is going to be taken apart by Hammer in this game. There's a tether, not connected already, the turret on the ground. And to be honest with you, it's getting really dicey for Nothing Left. They have a tough time getting onto Hammer by any means. Look at this setup, there's so much zoning, so much control that we are seeing right now. The pushback from Hammer, the throws and Garage, Howling Blast, taunts later on, and in the meantime Chromie and Hammer are just shelling away from the back line, and that's going to be a lost protector. Honestly, it feels like they have no chance to engage into 5 versus 5 at this point. I guess it's time for the level 10s to see what they can do to change things here, but right now, they are really in trouble. So, yeah, level 10 is going to be the big one. Now it's the main question, how much can LFT get out of the first protector? Actually spending a lot of time here in middle. They're spending way more time in the middle than you would usually see, and that already drops that beast down to 50%. Less than that, actually. And yeah, they're still in the mid lane. What is LFT doing? The top fort is here. That's where the fountain is. That's where the fort is. Instead, we have now at the bot lane an attempt to go for Dayquaza and for Hammer. Phobos is there, and Hammer should actually fall. Alright. Yeah, Hammer is gonna die. At the top lane now, with nobody caring about it, the Protector is still gonna get the value. Since everybody else rotated down to the bot lane and started to attack this, the fountain is gonna fall and the wall is gonna fall too. Is it though? Yeah, it is. It is gonna fall. It definitely is gonna fall. Alright, so they accomplished what they had to do. I'm not really sure if I... okay, now that they get the item, I guess I agree with that a little bit more. So here's the thing. If Nothing Left would have rotated towards the top side instead of the bot lane, they could have defended the fountain. So that would have definitely been a bit of a win for them for the next objective. They would have spawned on even footing. They would have still had the option to move from the objective fight straight back to the fort, tap at the fountain and re-engage. The same as we can see now from LFT now, but that balance has already been broken. But the move down to the bot lane gave them a kill, and it gave them also, which is kind of important here, it gave them an additional item. So they have an item advantage now moving into this, and they can even use that maybe for a fight over the healing beacon here. So it's actually not too bad considering what they got out of this. So, yeah. Was a little bit weird to see at first that after how successful they defended the mid lane and how long it took LFT to start the rotation towards the top, that they rotated towards the bot lane like this. But with the items and the kill, it definitely was kind of worth it for them. They can make the battle over this one happen quite easily. But now, of course, we have not only the temporal loop, but we have level 10 abilities on both sides. And this is the moment where Nothing Left have to showcase that we're able to deal with all of this. This is also a bit of a game where we could have seen a battle of who can put opponents to sleep easier, Deckard Cain or Mal'Ganis, but we're not going to get that anytime soon. Here comes the play for Chromie, and she is dead. The gnome is down, and I think we're going to see Arthas fall too. Arthas... Nah, he gets out. Arthas gets out. Yeah, but they sacrificed one of the turrets, so one turret was already eliminated here. And the healing beacon has been used. I think I kind of missed that actually. But they're heavily engaging out to the top, and they're even offsetting the advantage that LFT has by taking down the fountain here. I kind of still have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed that Banana Age chickened out of Stay a While and Listen, because it would have been the big question finally answered. Who is more boring? Is it be Mal'Ganis or is it Deckard Cain? Who can put opponents to sleep easier and better? One of the two, but we still haven't figured out which one. So yeah. Mopsio now on the way down to the bottom of the map. Still getting the experience here, of course, holding on to this. We're seeing with Chromie, by the way, 26 stacks right now on the level 1. Talking stacks, 18 on the Prog Rock. That's going to help them for sure a little bit. There's a 19. If we get the last one, that would just be it. Just in time for the next objectives. 13, by the way. This entire level lead again that we're seeing for Nothing Left. You can really tell with the experience that Nothing Left has as a former pro team. They're just doing so much better when it comes to controlling lanes and lane experience. It's honestly a little bit scary. Like, it's honestly a bit crazy. And just because of that advantage and talents, LFT doesn't even engage into the top fight yet. I mean, for good reason. They're waiting it out, which gives Nothing Left the lead again on the objective. Blake Kidney obviously doesn't even stay around there for too long. That's the Prog Rock already done. That's everybody else starting to move in. We actually don't see Stage Dive, by the way. It is the Mosh Pit, so that's definitely threatening it. 13 on both sides now. And that gives us for Mal'Ganis now the Deep Sleep. And in the meantime, having the push up that top. Nice wall on the one. So it was an important one. Dodging both there. We're trying to make the play for Hammer, but already siege tactics being used, negating the sleep attempt that we saw. Will Q, temporal loop. Oh my god, they're using everything for him. Yep, but they don't get him, and here comes the cage. Oh, and what a cage that is. Holy cow. Triple kill. Oh, Blake Kidney, he delivers again. Told you earlier, his Maiev is 6 City, and he is delivering there. 6 City, population 1. Blake Kidney on his Maiev. Yeah, he destroys, and they get 4 kills out of this. Nicely done. That was honestly a little bit nuts. I mean, that was a perfect cage against 3, and then they're going to go in with all the damage. That was beautiful. That gives them the protector here too. Great setup for them again. Yeah, and with that, no Ancient Blessings, by the way, on Deckard yet. It hasn't taken it. We're still considering this here. But yeah, now that we have 50%, nearly level 16 on their side, are they going to make the play for the objective again, or just going to wait this out? I mean, right now it's all about this level 16 talent, I'd say, and of course about the items too. With Maiev at the bot lane, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see LFT trying to make a play for the protector after all, but they're going to have to face the music on level 16 talents, and ooh, not sure if they're going to like this. Probably not one bit. Yeah, there's a 96, 99%. And we have the healing beacons, we have the turrets, and we have the level 16, and now they have to run. You can't stay here. Yeah, there we go again. Starting to move in. Chromie on the run, and this is going to be a likely kill. Yep, down she goes. Maiev with a solo kill. Actually, Reyna, that old kill stealer, gets the final hit in. It's just last hitting shit here because he wants the gold and the experience. I mean, if I see that, then that's a report right there. You don't take that away from your AD. Either way, Garrosh now down, and also Hammer, and I gotta admit that Nothing Left in this game is just having beautiful... What did Deckard do? I mean, I know that the guy is a little bit senile, but he just walked onto the wrong side of the map, so into 4 heroes. I'm not 100% certain what's happened there, but I gotta admit again that Nothing Left is just having a very, very good game there. They're playing great. And Chromie just continues the trend of not winning games, at least not in Division S. Because we are having a big push for the victory in the series and on the map here. They're going straight for the core. and they are absolutely murdering this one. Chromie is dead again. That's kill number 4 against her. Yeah, the kidney might finally fall, but so does the core, and that is going to be game. But what a great performance again by Maiev. Well played, and Nothing Left takes a 3-1 victory in the best of 5 against LFT.